Hey guys, it's Jake from Wani, and I'm here with Ernie C from Body Count. Ernie, man, how you going?
I'm doing good today. Over here in California, just chilling out, talking on the phone.
Loving it. Ernie, we've actually spoken before, and last time we spoke, Bloodlust hadn't yet been released, so I wanted to start by asking what the reception had been like for the band now that the album's finally out there in the open, and I guess given that the general consensus amongst most of the review outlets seems to be that the record is a resounding success.
Yeah, it's doing much better than expected. You know, before we talk, 2 months ago, we knew that we had a good record. So when it came out, everyone got a chance to hear it. And then timing has to do with everything. So it's a record that's right on time, and it's doing well all around the world.
Yeah, cool. And as luck would have it, on the day that the album was released, Body Count actually announced that they were going to be touring Australia for the first time in 22 years. So how excited are you to finally be coming back to Australia?
You know, I'm really excited because I was doing that press that day, and I had people were asking me when we were coming back, and I didn't know. And I found out like after I did all the press, and I went to my manager. I was like, "Why didn't you tell me that you were working on this before?" You know, and I always tell them, "Don't tell me things you're working on. Just tell me when things are done." So that has a lot to do with me. So I was excited. We're excited to come there. I mean, we can't get any further away from Los Angeles than Australia, and it's always good to go somewhere halfway around the planet and people enjoy your music. So, and that's what it's all about, just playing music for everyone. Plus, you speak English also, so that's even better.
Yeah, and look, from what I've seen on the social media, it seems like a lot of the Australians are actually really, really excited about it. So it's going to be a good run of shows.
Yeah, it seems like it is. They said that the tickets they're just about sold out. So, you know, and there's a month to go. So it's like this is really good. But 22 years is a long time, and we wait another 22 years to get there again, which we won't. You know, and so people are saying, you know, I got to come see this band because you know we haven't been there since like '94. I mean, since you know. Born Dead came out, so it's been a long road, and the people are still with us, and you know, so it's going to be exciting to be there. We're really excited.
Yeah, cool. So I'm going to switch over to the record now, and after taking the opportunity, I guess, to absorb it a little bit more, I sort of had a light bulb moment, and I've come to the realization that this band has continued to cover topics over the past 25 years that would quite possibly destroy other bands for even mentioning them in songs. So I can only think of a handful of other bands, such as Rage Against the Machine, that are able to do that. So what is it about Body Count that lets you guys as a band have the opportunity to discuss these issues?
Because we're sincere about them. We're not. You know, it's a sincere. Everything we write on that record is a sincere, you know, depiction of what we are. Like even a song like "No Lives Matter." You know, when we were in our 20s, we talked about the cops and this and that. So now we're older, so we're talking about class war. So you know, it's all sincere. So that has a lot to do with it. You know, and everyone can't write these kind of topics and be clever about it. Ice is really clever about the way he writes his lyrics. It's just not, you know, because everyone, you know, listens to the record, they're like, why don't you say something about Trump? We're like, I mean, what can you say? You can't, you know, it's too obvious. You can't just write a song about something that's too obvious. You have to, you know, code it different kind of ways. So that's what we managed to do on this record.
Yeah, and it's actually interesting that you mentioned that there, because the way that I sort of feel about the record, it's yes, it's music, but it's very much a charismatic sort of storytelling type of deal that I get from Ice with the lyrics and that sort of make these topics a little bit more accessible.
Yeah, and then, you know, like on this record, and this record plays from beginning to end. It takes you through all different kind of mindsets. That's what it's about. It's about mindsets that are going on. You know, like we have a song, This Is How We Ride. It's a song about drive-by shootings, but it explains why people do drive-by shootings. It has some depth to why drive-by shootings happen. It's not saying we're going to do a drive-by. It explains why it happens. You know, in a song like Here I Go Again, it's a song about a killer. But, you know, and it explains that he likes killing, and at the end he looks in the mirror and he kills himself because he thinks that that's someone else. He's also crazy. So it explains a lot of, you know, different things. It explains things in a different way.
Yeah.
Also, it's entertainment. First of all, it's entertainment.
Over now, I actually want to talk the production on the record. You paired again with Will Putney this time, and I got to admit that it seems quite of an odd couple pairing given that Putney's list of previous collaborators, and definitely the ones where his achievements sort of lie in metalcore and deathcore bands and not much in the thrash or crossover thrash sort of space. So what is it about working with Will, particularly the first time that you guys worked with him, that made you guys think that you had to return to him for Bloodlust?
We liked him. We liked the way he worked. I mean, when we sat down, and we started working with him. We liked him. He fit in with the band. His personality. A body count is a group of people that like each other. We're almost like a family. And he came in. He knew his part. He did his part well. He became part of the family, and that makes the music better. When everything works right, it makes the music right. And he was the right guy. So we did the last record. We listened to some records. Sumerian has listened to some records. They suggested him. We kind of auditioned him, and we're like, okay, he'll be okay. But I know how to do records, but I don't want to do records. So we know enough about doing music that he was just the right guy. I didn't have to say one thing about him to him about production. Everything was in place, so that's why we like Will.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to take a little bit of a dive here as well. So this is something that's a bit off the beaten path, but I want to discuss heavy music going hand in hand with video games, with a lot of artists that have written and performed tracks for various video games, such as Trivium doing Shattering the Skies Above for God of War 3, Avenged Sevenfold with Carry On for the Call of Duty franchise, and even yourselves with the Gears of War for Gears of War 3. So what was it that initially intrigued you guys about doing that track?
Well, just because, Ice loves video games. That's what he does in that trailer all day long. He plays video games. And we went to the G4, and we ran into some people that wanted us to do it from Microsoft. And, it just seemed like it would fit hand in hand with what we're doing. We wanted a song. The video game is like, it has some violence and some interesting things that we like in it. And so they asked us to do the track, and it kind of fit, really easy. It wasn't a stretch.
Yeah, cool. And do you see that as sort of an opportunity that a lot of bands could be making use of that aren't possibly sort of tapping into?
Yeah, it seems like it could work for a lot of bands that if they get the right songs and it's just the right connection. That song Gears of War was perfect for us. Even to the point that Ice is ex-airborne, ex-ranger, Army Ranger here. So that was a perfect matching for us. It wasn't a stretch.
Yeah, cool. So, having been in the business for over 25 years, you guys have surely seen a very big transition in the way that bands continue to achieve success, and especially the way that they continue to conduct business. So, going from the old tape sharing and CD burning era to the digital era that we're in now. So, how does Body Count as a band continue to adapt and derive success in an ever-changing industry?
We just continue to write music. Most people our age wouldn't be playing metal or writing music, but we still have something to say. It's still we're still relevant. That's the thing. When you don't become relevant or nobody's listening to you, then it's time to stop. But we're still having a good time. We still enjoy going out playing. So we're going to be here as long as the people will have us. The people will tell you when it's time to hang it up.
Yeah, and I guess that's the important thing, isn't it? That you guys are still having fun and that the fans are still buying the music, so it's all working well.
It's kind of good. People ask, Ice has been on Law and Order, and if you think that if he wasn't on Law and Order, would you tour more? We'd probably tour more, but you don't want to tour 24/7 till you're just burnt out. We tour enough, like we're coming here this summer, we're doing some shows in Canada, we're doing some shows in the States, and we're having a good time. Every show we kind of look forward to. It's not like, we got to do this. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to come there, we're going to vacation some, we're going to see some sights, and that makes the music better. It makes everything better. So that's a good thing. Right now we don't want to tour, 300 days a year.
Yeah.
So maybe later on, but right now it's not working.
Yeah, cool. So this is another sort of interesting one, but throughout your career, Body Count has always been the target of I guess, various misconceptions, both from the wider public audience and in the metal community. And I'm talking things, for example, like metalheads thinking that you aren't metal for having rapped vocals, or the public thinking that you're common criminals for advocating for violence against police, that sort of thing. So are there any misconceptions about the band that you want to take the chance to clarify right now?
Well, all that, if those are misconceptions that are going on this record, after 25 years, we kind of cleared it up. We've been accepted by metal. I mean, we're covering a Slayer song. We're going to play a thing in the Live Wire Awards in Los Angeles on the 24th of October, and Kerry King is going to come out and play Raining Blood with us, and Tom's going to sing with Ice. So we've been accepted in this. We have Randy and Max and Dave on a record, so that clears that up. And as far as violence, it's a way to let go of yourself. Like you don't have to act out. You can. Thinking crazy is not a problem. It's when you act crazy. We just think crazy. We don't act crazy. So you have to keep that in mind too. And we want our fans. You can think crazy all you want. You can come to the shows and you can sing cop killer, but you can't shoot cops. You can think all you want. You can get that aggression out of you. But when you act crazy, that's a whole other matter. Yeah,
and I guess using the music as a conduit is sort of a good way to keep that thinking without acting.
Music is supposed to, people do music for all different kinds of things. People listen to meditation music when they relax. So this music is just supposed to get all your aggression out of you. You come there, you get in the pit, you slam around, you get to say fuck the police, because you're mad. People are mad. They want to say that. You want to say that. So you're able to say it there, you get it off out of your chest, and, you go on with your life. And,
Yeah, definitely.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, so I got one more question for you, Ernie. So you guys have the Australian tour. You have the Australian tour, and then you've got appearances in Chicago Open Air, as well as a couple of the North American and Canadian dates, as you sort of listed out. But can fans expect any further tours to be announced for this year, or maybe even early next year?
I don't. Last time I had no idea. And I was just like, we're coming to Australia. We're going to play some dates here and there. We're going to play some spot dates. But next year we'll probably tour a lot more, So we're just going to, if something comes up, we'll probably play in December. There's no telling. If something comes up that makes sense and that we want to do, we just want to play just for the sake of playing. We want to go out and have somewhere that we want to go. Like, we wanted to go to Australia, so it makes sense for us to go there. So, we'll get out and play, boy.
Yeah, cool. So, Ernie, that's all that I had for you. But in closing, is there anything that you want to let the Australian fans or fans of Body Count around the world know? Just anything that's on the top of your head?
Well, just when you see us play, come out and see us, because, we've been doing it 26 years, and, I don't know if we're going to be doing it another 26 years. So come and see us. It's always a good time and a lot of fun.
Ernie, thank you so much for your time today, and we look forward to seeing you when you come here next month.
I'll see you next month.